Welcome to Soul Knowledge. I'm your host, Rocky K of Tune Into Wellness. We are souls having a human experience, and this podcast is where we remember that. Your soul has lived lifetimes. It has a history, a purpose, and a wisdom that goes deeper than anything your mind can analyze. My work through Reiki hypnotherapy, past life regression, subconscious healing, and intuitive transformation is to help you not just learn about your soul, but to actually know it. Here I'll be sharing real stories from real sessions, lessons from the unseen, and truth telling about what healing really looks like. The messy, mystical, holy, human, sometimes hilarious, often uncomfortable, absolutely life-changing parts of it all. And I'll warn you now, if you don't like the honest language or the occasional well-placed F-bomb, this is not the podcast for you. Because sometimes the most spiritual thing you can say is, fuck this, I'm done repeating this pattern. So let's take a breath. Tune in. Let go of what you think you know. And let's drop into the wisdom your soul's been trying to give you all along. Welcome home. Welcome to Soul Knowledge. Hello and welcome back to the Soul Knowledge Podcast. This is Rocky K, and today I have a really special guest. Today, Sarah Michelle. She is a hypnotist, and I am going to leave us to Sarah to introduce herself and say a little bit more about yourself and what you do.
Sure. Hey, Rocky. It's so great to be here. Yes, I'm a hypnotist, and I mainly focus on helping people around chronic pain, around retraining their brain, mostly around the fear of movement, and then also the ruminating thoughts they have that they'll never get better. So I really help people around those issues.
Oh, I love that. And as somebody who has chronically been injured and had so many different things happening in life, and I'm still recovering from my second knee surgery from almost 2 years ago. Like, I find this to be such an amazing tool and a gift for people that are not able to manage their pain, their recoveries, or even just their healing in general. So can you tell me just a little bit more, like what it's like if someone were to call you and they've been like having, let's just go with chronic back pain, because I feel like that's a really common thing. Like where do you normally start with a client?
Yeah, so I definitely make sure that, a lot of times these people that are coming to me, they've been in this for a very long time and have tried all the things. They've gone to a chiropractor, they've gotten the MRI, they've gotten the x-rays, and they've gotten the shots. Usually they've tried all the things. And at this point, they're just kind of like, wow, I've never heard of hypnosis. That sounds pretty cool. Let me try it out. They're really just open-minded, which I love. Yeah. So then it's a lot of times just checking, because hypnosis can help with acute pain, but I want to make sure that this is something that they've already cleared medically. They can make sure they're good with their doctors, but normally they have, and they've spent years doing this. And I check with them about what they're experiencing. So there's kind of a lot of dimensions to pain that I cover with them. So that way they can tell me the intensity and the quality and texture, kind of like, does it have a shape? And also, like, is there emotional feeling around it? And temperature is another interesting one also around. So there's a lot of dimensions I cover. And then based off of that, just that process of getting to the frequency also of the pain, we can then see together in this conversation that it's psychosomatic. Because chronic pain from a structural injury would stay the same and consistent. But if it's moving around and it comes and goes, that is telling me it's psychosomatic, which means it's not that it's made up in the brain. It's not like your brain making things up. It's actually, our brain can change the physiology in our body. So it is the brain giving those signals. It's like your brain's on this high alert alarm system all the time. And so it's sending that signal of pain to your body when there's stress happening or other things that are going on in your life, when we start to try to piece that together.
Wow. Yeah. I'm curious just
Mhm.
because I do hypnosis as well. And I'm curious how often you have found with clients that it's emotionally connected, their pain.
So far, I would say probably 95, 99% of the time. And if
Okay.
that other 5 to 1% is usually like we haven't uncovered the true emotion yet, you know?
Okay.
It's still there, but that's what I am loving right now. Clients are coming to me with the knowledge of that, hey, I realize I've been in this a long time and there's probably something deeper going on and I really want to figure that out. Mm.
Now, I do a lot of work with past lives. Do you do any
Mm.
kind of work in past lives? Like, have you found connections with them?
Only if they're coming to me with that in mind. So I ran an ancient pain group is my group hypnosis that I did earlier this year. And so after doing 6 weeks of hypnosis in a group setting, one of the clients in that group came to me and was like, I want to do a one-on-one and I'm pretty sure it's generational. So then
Mhm.
because of doing the work together, she realized I believe this is my generational trauma coming in here. So then we did a session around that. But I'm not going there right away. It's more of current life situations, like what is going on in your life?
Yeah.
What is the pattern of emotions that you experience? Not
Yeah.
necessarily one actual event, because it's more about all these little traumas adding up or little emotions that equal a pattern, and you're repeating that pattern.
Yeah. I find that interesting just, generationally speaking. I've done a lot of generational work myself, and a lot of my stuff that has come up physically in my body, and even for some of my clients, it has been generationally connected. And I think it's wild, and I think, you know, for clarification for anybody that's listening and wondering if this is something generational that's going on with you, look at your family.
Mhm.
Like, look at your family and see, like, me, like, when I first hurt my knee started hurting before I did any of my surgery, so this is, like, 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, and I go home, and my mom, like, they told me it was a genetic issue
Mhm.
that was wrong with my knees, so my kneecaps are turned, and so the little bump that's on the back of it has been grinding on my femur, so all my times I'm doing any kind of weighted squats, lifts, running, jumping, I was grinding away my cartilage, so for anybody that's curious what was wrong with my knee. So it was nothing that I actually did, it wasn't an actual injury,
Mhm.
but it was the malalignment of that patella. And I go home though, and I'm like, I was like, this knee thing is like insane, mom. Like, I cannot believe this. They said it was genetic. And she looks at me and she's like, oh, really? She's like, well, my knees. And she points right to the inside of her knee and points exactly where. And I just looked at her and earmuffs for anybody sensitive ears. But I was like, fuck you, mom. Like, you did this to me. I was like, this is your fault. and and we kind of laughed about it, but I was just like, no, seriously. She's like, but you're so much younger and you're already having issues. I'm like, yeah, I actually already played a lot harder, because my mom wasn't lifting weights. She wasn't running. Like, I was a personal trainer in my former life, I guess, and before all of this knee stuff. So it's what kind of took me out.
Rocky, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So, when you were growing up, did your mom talk about her knee a lot with you?
I don't think so.
Did she ever mention it ever? Or do you have any conversations you kind of remember where she was like, oh, my knee doesn't feel good. My knee is bad.
Man, I know what you're doing here, but man, I don't recall anything, but now that you say that though, because that's some stuff right there, because, like, my parents are hard workers, okay? Like, we didn't have a lot of things, we didn't have a lot of money, but my parents worked really hard, and they did a lot of physical labor, and now I'm like, "Shoot, is that why my body hurts?" Just, like, tired, exhausted, because I have done, like, hypnosis on it too, because, like, it's, like, my family, like, it's just, like, we've been carrying all of this, like, we've always been these, like, big hard workers, and we've carried it through lives. Mm, So, oh man, I don't know if she did or not. So either way, it makes me think how much of this like maybe is subconscious, because I actually looked at my physical therapist at one point in my PT. She's like, "You're strong, you have mobility. There's nothing I see that it should be physically wrong." So I'm like, "All right, then I'm just going to go and start doing some woo-woo shit and hope for the best." And I have. I have done woo woo shit or hypnotherapy or whatever you want to say. I start talking to my legs, talking to my muscles, like letting them know that, hey, actually, we're safe, we're okay, we're cool, we're good. And I have gotten myself into a better place. It's not perfect, but like I lifted legs today and I was very happy with what I was able to do. Granted, I have bad days, good days, but that's okay. But, you know, so either way,
And I just want to say, so anyone who was listening and didn't quite get it, I was asking because, and she kind of talked about it, her subconscious beliefs that were implanted from her mom and dad then, like they kept repeating this. And although you might have said, that's not true for me, your brain took that information in and stored it as a future information. So, and then also what you're doing is excellent. It's what I call exposure therapy because you have to keep the movement going to prove to your body that you are capable of moving. And now let's just call it discomfort. You're experiencing some discomfort when you move. It's not pain, it's sensations and it's discomfort.
I like that shift of words too, because I am uncomfortable. And that's what I always say. Even after my surgery, I never actually said I was in pain. I didn't take pain medicine. I took like Tylenol and ibuprofen a little bit for like 2 days. And then I was like, nah, I'm fine. I'm just uncomfortable, and that's where it is. But yeah, yeah. So I like that. I like the rephrasing. And that's the same thing with anything in hypnosis, like in life. It doesn't have to necessarily be an injury. Is we hear these things, these messages, right? And then we take them and we keep them like they're ours. And I see it just like, someone, they could be like, "Oh, you can't get in there, you're too little." As a toddler, they're telling you you're too little. Well, and you can't do that. Well, people will hold that kind of stuff up like, "Oh, I'm too little," but then they're like, when they're older, I'm like, "Oh, I'm too little. I can't do that." Like, I'm not, you know, mature enough to do those kinds of things. And so it holds you back.
Yeah, completely. I mean, it applies to all areas of life. And so I love that you're connecting that. And that's why with me, that's why I kind of went the direction of chronic pain because people don't reframe information they already know. Like, let's say, for instance, manifestation. They know how to talk about manifestation and figure it out for material things in their life, but they don't know how to connect it to their physical body. And it's like, why can't you manifest health and well-being and a very comfortable body? That's the same thing. It's just now you're doing it for your own physical self, and it seems like such a leap for people.
So tell me, Sarah, what got you into doing this and guiding this like through pain specifically? So I know my story and how I did because I got a story. So I got stories. But with trauma and wounds and all that kind of stuff in it, that's why I do the work that I do. But what is it that got you into working with like physical pain?
So I like to say my trigger event, because that's at least the event I started experiencing sensation. I was deadlifting on my birthday, and then something pulled, and then that pulling sensation and tightness just stayed. It just stayed permanent. It was not moving and budging. And so I spent 3 years searching for what can I do to try it. And that's where I definitely know about trying all the things. I went to several chiropractors, physical therapists, acupuncture, steroid shots, prolotherapy, where they inject sugar water into your disc. It's not very comfortable.
No.
Yeah. So
Like, wait, what?
yeah, and then steroid pills. I mean, it took me a long time. Like probably that was after 2 years of not figuring this out and also trying to work out and then just being put out for days and not being able to move. And so I just realized I was in such a vicious cycle. And I like to say I got lucky because hypnosis found me. I have a good friend that I've known since high school, and he's well known in the hypnotist community. And he reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I think this is up your alley. You should try it." And so I did his certification program, and it came at the right time because I was in the midst of my chronic pain journey, and I was like, "Well, I don't know what to do." And then it kind of clicked for me. Like, wait a minute, how am I thinking about this pain? How am I experiencing it? What language am I using? How am I hypnotizing myself every day to keep this pain alive, these sensations alive in my body? And so I did my own self hypnosis, made my own recordings, played around with it, and so I really believe that because I like to think of hypnosis as an amplifier for all the other modalities. So I don't believe like it's only hypnosis that's gonna help get these sensations away. You have to keep moving, you have to keep strengthening yourself. But because I was doing hypnosis as my amplifier, I was able to rewire my brain to not have a fear of movement and get rid of those ruminating thoughts where then I'm like, I'm experiencing some discomfort today. So I'll just keep moving though. And I swear I've rewired my brain now that if I don't work out, I experience sensations then.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that because I 100% relate to that on like the physical level with my injuries. Like, I can assure you, I've been to PT probably more times than people have been to a dentist in their life.
Well, that's not
That's
saying
not
much for some people.
okay. Yeah, but this is true. But I have been to the PT a lot, probably like 8 times just for my shoulder alone. So, yeah. So it's either way. I love physical therapists and I think they have a very, very important job, especially as a former personal trainer and knowing like the strength. And I have seen even as a trainer what that head game can do to people that have those injuries and the fact that you can go in there and shift that because I had a lady like she's like no I have screws in my foot I can't do that. I was like you can't jump over this little rope like literally like this little string like this line on the thing and she's like no. I was like can't you. I was like have you been clear like can you like I met her do all the different movements in her foot. I'm like you can do that. I'm like then you can jump. And it was getting her out of her head because she physically could jump. It was all up here, And that head game is, I feel like, the bigger enemy, or the biggest battle or whatever wall you need to climb when you're going through an injury. So I love that you specialize in that work. And I know I have given so many people your information. I'm like, you need to go talk to her. Not that I can't figure it out too, but why wouldn't I send somebody to you? Cause that's your specialty, just like probably somebody has a traumatic experience. You're like, you go talk to Rocky. I ain't deal with that,
Talking about it, it's the best part is that, we can pair together. And I love that. Like, this is a great community and it's not about one hypnotist in town. It's
Oh,
about,
no.
yeah, it's about there's several of us and we're like, well, this person specializes more in this and, you'll get this kind of experience with this person.
People are going to resonate with so many different, people. Like I might not be somebody's cup of tea and I'm 100% okay with that. That's why I love to know other hypnotherapists or hypnotists that I can refer people to because that is like such, I can't think that I'm going to heal everybody. I'm not. I'm not. Like, I know that. I don't want to heal everybody. I want there to be options out there for people because we all are going to resonate. We're all going to connect. We're all going to align with so many different people. And I think our stories are big parts of that. Like, so having this like crazy back injury and like, it was my friend who had a back injury. I'm like, you got to call my friend Sarah. Like, I was like, seriously, like, cause he's at his like wit's end. He's like, I got to have another back surgery. I was like, do you want my friend's phone number? And he's just like, yeah, I do. And I was like, okay, cool. because like I love him. And like, I mean, years ago, I remember like stretching him while we were out camping. Like, I was just like, do you want me to help you? Cause I mean, I am a trainer. I know a lot of information about the body and how the body works. And so I was helping him get some relief. And this was probably like 6, 7 years ago, you know? So, and if people are out there in chronic pain, there's no sense. There's no reason that they should, because that's miserable. That like physical pain is awful. And I can tell you just from experience, neck pain is the worst pain. I don't know if you've ever had neck pain, but man, I'll tell you what, that shit will take somebody down. Like I dislike it very much.
Yeah, earlier this year, actually, it was January 1st. I remember I went to a trampoline park with my friend and her 2-year-old, and they have this really cool slide. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take it. Well, I face planted on this slide once you hit like the mat. And I totally like pulled something here in my neck. And this is great. This is how I use hypnosis on myself for acute pain. I was like, nope, that's it. It's only going to be, this isn't turning into something serious. I'm experiencing some discomfort right now. And I can totally relate to people because I couldn't drive for like 3 days because if I turned my neck, I had this like electricity that ran through my body and everything just like, it was like I got shocked all over. So I definitely understand that pain. And I just kind of like made lots of notes for myself because I wanted to like, all right, this is a lesson for me to help people with neck pain. Now I get it, when they're experiencing this, but also helping people, because that's the one thing I like to say for people that have experienced chronic pain. We're going to work on this issue, but you got to be now comfortable with discomfort. We got to get over the fear of discomfort because guess what? I've been in chronic pain, but then I went and did some activity. Who knows what activity you're going to do? And I pulled something. And then that spiral can happen so easily because your mind was trained to already go there. You already know how to, over catastrophize the situation that then this becomes chronic pain. And that's how it becomes chronic pain is because you experience an acute pain and then you over catastrophize it. You think about it all the time. You ruminate. You then have this fear of moving again that then it's solidified as a pathway in your brain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. With my whole knee recovery, like I said, it's almost 2 years and it's still like not fully recovered. And it's, really just these past 5 months, I've really gotten a good handle on it. And it's still not perfect. I'm still working through it. But I know that year and a half previous to it, like I had so many setbacks and it really messes with your head. Like, I mean, it was just like, I guess I'm just not supposed to work out. Like, I don't know who I am or what I am without working out, but clearly I'm not meant to do this. And I would just like not work out for a long time. And I'm like, okay, I'm in pain. Like, I know my muscles need like strength because that's when it starts to hurt is when the muscles get weak. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go,
So what did you just say? I want you to repeat it that you're saying now, like after your surgery and what are you experiencing right now?
Like right now?
Mm-hmm. Like, how did
Like
you say it? I can't remember the exact words. I just want to hear it again.
I'm able to work, like I'm working through it. Is that what I said now?
No, you said something else. You said something it was negative. It was like, oh, it was kind of like,
Well,
I
said
know,
it's not perfect yet. I said it's not perfect yet.
but you're like, I'm still dealing with this. And I want to like shift that away because you're not.
Oh, good. Let's do this. Come on.
Sarah. I was like, I should have taken notes, but I should have written it down. But I was like, oh man, she just said something that I would work with a client on is like, why do you feel like you're still dealing with it and still healing? Like, can't you trust that your body has healed and there's residual discomfort happening that your brain is retraining around?
This is good, Sarah. I was like, you're getting me. I feel really uncomfortable and I started sweating. So you're definitely hitting something here. I was like, shitballs.
Dang it. But this is like how deep you have to go. And that's where I like to say it's more than the sessions I call the hypnosis sessions I do with people. That's the macro work. Unfortunately, And fortunately, you have the micro work to do daily. And I give techniques and ideas of like, okay, you got to catch yourself in these moments just like that. You're talking every day with people. Your brain is listening to the words you're saying out loud. You're hypnotizing your own self. So you got to change the language you use during the day as well.
Okay, so how would we shift my language? Like let's give the audience a little piece
Yeah,
of this.
I would say,
And because I want to know. So tell me what I need to do, Sarah.
Yeah. So for you, you got that surgery. You got that surgery because you 100% believe that was how you were going to get over these pain sensations. So now that you did that, you experienced that, believe 100% now that worked for you. And now, because that's what it's got to be. If you chose a modality to follow, don't go chasing other modalities. Don't go chasing waterfalls, but don't go chasing other modalities now. You got to convince your own self that was it. That's what you needed to do. Because if you're now like, well, the surgery didn't really work, I need to go figure something else out. You're just training your brain that this is like a pain that is not resolvable.
Oh, go ahead.
So that's where it's like, okay, I would say now I've done the surgery. I am healed, because you got to remove that language. You're not always healing. Our body has its own innate intelligence, and it heals every day. So you're healed. You're training now your brain to get over the discomfort that is stuck. It's still a stuck signal in your brain. So that's why you're still experiencing sensations, because you haven't allowed that pathway to be retrained.
That's okay. So that was really interesting. You actually struck a chord for me, because I actually do a lot of those micro talking. Like I'm like, no, we're good. We like to lift. Like I'm like rubbing my muscles, and I'm like, we're healed. We fixed this. Like da 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 da. But what you said was interesting, because, and now I realize where I need my work is, I was supposed to have the cartilage behind my kneecap replaced. And my MRI right before my final surgery, he realized that there was an area on my femur that was bigger and more pronounced. And he was going to make a game time decision when he was in there to how he was going to go about fixing it. He did not fix the cartilage behind my kneecap. And that was always where my issue was. He said that he didn't think that I would get the full mobility back. And so once you said that, I was like, And I was just like, that's exactly what it is, because he didn't do what he was supposed to do. He did what he thought was best. And then that's where like I need to bridge it, is because I trusted him. I went to another doctor before. I went to another surgeon, and I was like, not going to this fucking crackerjack, because the first doctor I went to was a legit, like, misogynistic, like, chauvinistic, like, asshole. And there was no way that man was ever going to lay a hand on me. And I hope to God he's fucking retired, because he's old and cool. Anyways, he was so this guy was so chauvinistic and so condescending. And I was just like, it was baffling how he spoke to me. And then I actually ran into all these other people, and they're like, that sounds just like the guy I saw. Then we like compared names, and lo and behold, same doctor, talked down to women like it was his business. And I was just like, okay, yeah, that doesn't actually work for me. But anyways, so I went to, and I'm happy to say who I went to. I went to Dr. Griffin at Jordan Young, and he's an incredible doctor. He's an incredible surgeon. And I trusted him. And then I know now that you're saying this, that there is something in there where, yeah. So you see how this mind game goes? You guys just, if you're experiencing chronic pain, or you're having any kind of issues where you need to go in here and have these kind of conversations, and then we just start to untwist the shit that's all wrapped up in our brains, because now I know that I'm holding this belief that he didn't actually fix me.
Yep.
Here it is.
We found it. And so now this is why you trusted him to do this one specific thing to your knee that was going to miraculously solve all your problems. And because you didn't do that one specific thing, your brain is like, I'm not healed. So there you go.
There it is.
Right, my work's done. Now you got to do.
Oh my God. I'm still kind of sweating. I ain't even going to lie. You start making me sweat. That's when I always know, like, I'm about to, like, hit something, and I'm like, "Oh god, something's about to happen. I am about to hit something."
Glad to be of service.
So, yeah, so we get a little uncomfortable before we can, really make the magic happen and get down to, like, the nitty-gritty. I love that. Thanks, Sarah. I appreciate that. That was a very unexpected outcome of having this conversation. So, awesome. So, Sarah, tell me a little bit more about some of, like, the programs, because you said you do that. Was that the
Ancient
ancient?
pain.
Can you tell me about that? Like, I'm curious about that program.
Yeah, so I created a group hypnosis program. You know, it's a lot of times people, especially with chronic pain, you're experiencing the same kind of like problems, sensations going on. So that's where a group setting is totally okay. Of course, I can't be like your neck pain, your back pain, but it's a generalization. And if you can guide, it's a self-guided. I have live hypnosis, but then I also give you techniques to do on yourself throughout the program. And so it's just definitely helping people be in the realization that they can get over this. And I do part education because a part of this process, as you can see now, is also helping you realize that there's this educational piece. Because a lot of times people, especially with like MRIs, there's studies out there that just because you have a bulging disc does not equal pain. And not a lot of people know this. And it's still not prevalent information in our society. So it's like part education too, because they need these kind of like aha moments to click in their brains to be able to shift and when in hypnosis. And then the hypnosis sessions are more about now, let's say for you, for instance, if we were working one on one, I would be like, okay, well, let's talk to that part of you that thinks that belief and let's resolve that in the hypnotic state.
Right.
But
Right.
anyways, the group program is just a really great way for people to get access to me online to wherever you are. And you get to be in your own comfortable setting. So you don't have to go drive to an office. You get to just relax. It's online and virtual. And then also, it's more affordable than seeing me one on one. And you get to really see some shifts and get educated on what's going on around your brain.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that. Are you going to be offering that again? Because I know you said you just did that in this winter or spring or something.
Yes, I am prepping now for October, so I will be listing that out very shortly,
Okay.
but October is the next time.
Awesome. So, for anybody listening, she is on Instagram. Sarah Hypnosis is her handle there. And I believe it says Sarah Michelle on, like, as your name, right? Am I
Yes.
correct on that one?
Mhm.
So, you guys can find her on Instagram. She is connected to my page as well. So, if you somehow, it'll all be in the show notes too. But either way, so is there anything else that you, before I ask you my final question, the final question I ask all my people, but is there anything else that you feel is coming up that you feel would be helpful, relevant, or you just want to share before we come to an end?
Yeah, I love hypnosis because we're able to go deeper with the subconscious beliefs and really visualize. Also, that's what I work a lot of people with, like visualizing their most mobile self and what does that look like? How are they experiencing life? It just really helps because if you can visualize the future, it is possible. You can make that a reality. So we work on that a lot with hypnosis. So I do want to say that's why I believe hypnosis is helpful for chronic pain because you're able to future cast yourself. But there's also other information out there. So if you're like really nerdy like me, there's a lot of books. And so I would encourage you to just start reading, even if you don't feel like this is the right time for you to see someone in person. There are so many books on this information that it just benefits you in reading it. It starts shifting your brain to start searching for ways like we just did with Rocky. How are you saying things to yourself? How are you believing that this one doctor who told you something is correct? And I love to say doctors are actually the best hypnotists out there. They have a
For sure.
they,
100%. Yes.
they have authority. They have the white coat. We've already ingrained in our brain. We've already hypnotized ourselves that doctors know it all. So as soon as the doctor tells you something, what does your brain do? It goes running and makes it possibility.
I love that. That is actually a really great thing for people to keep in their mind is they're hypnotists in their own sense. And I guess I'm typically the person that like rises up and I challenge doctors so much because I know my body better than anybody. And I hope that everybody listening takes that opportunity to really tune into their bodies and understand it and know it, because there is nobody that can be a better advocate for yourself than you. And so when you show up into a doctor's office, we're not offering them that much power. And obviously, I gave this doctor a little more power than I normally like to give. So now I'm like, got to check myself next time I find a doctor I like.
1000%. You're so right, Rocky. And that's something I help people to see is like, I can give you as much tips and tricks, but you have to become the number one expert of your mind and body because these shifts only happen with you. You're actually hypnotizing yourself. I'm guiding you. So please trust your own body.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always tell people I'm just the guide. Like, and I actually just as we're recording this is on the 23rd of June. I shared a post that said that I can only go as far as you want to go. You know, you're actually in complete control of what is happening in this session. I'm just guiding it. So if you don't want something or something feels uncomfortable and you're not ready to work through it, then we don't work through it. You know, like we have to figure out why you're not working through it. But usually in a hypnotic state, it's a little easier to work through some things though. So typically our ego is quiet in those things. So it does make it a lot easier. And a lot less scary too. And I feel like that's really important for people to know is that they're like, I don't know, are you guys going to make me buck like a chicken? Or are you going to put like little subtle hints and stuff in my brain? And I'm like, that's not how this works. Like, you know, right? One, I don't know how to make anybody buck like a chicken. I'm still waiting for somebody to see if I can make somebody balk like a chicken because that would be kind of cool. But I don't know how to. I've never actually done it. Have you done it?
No. And
Okay.
I know, I also like to say that if I was that good at getting that deep into people's minds and like what people see in movies and TV shows and the stage, I would be not doing this because I already have millions of dollars in my bank account, you know? Like I would have hypnotized you to give me all your money.
Give me
So
all your money. Yeah, there's not that kind of stuff like that. Yeah, I did joke actually. Did a stress relief hypnosis script for my physical therapy clinic, actually. Kind of funny. And I joked with the boss as I was writing the script because I was going through the script, just going through like their typical stressors and stuff and making those shifts in that script for them. But I was like, do you want me to tell them that they don't want to make as much money and like you'll take a pay cut and you'll be really happy to do it? And that you're the best boss ever, you know? And so we joked about, I mean, obviously I didn't put that stuff in the script, but I did joke with everybody that I did. I was like, and just so you know, you're going to think, you know, Nicole is the best because I put it in the script. But I don't do that. Yeah. I mean, there's ethics too. So that's why you also always want to find somebody who is ethical because when you are in a, you know, very vulnerable state when you are hypnotized, but you are fully conscious. Okay. So it's finding somebody that is ethical and that you feel comfortable. And if there's any kind of hesitation, I want you to listen to that, trust that intuitive pull, you know, for anybody. But I can say that I have vetted Sarah and she is legit and she is ethical and I love her. And I think what you're doing, Sarah, is really cool. I think it's really amazing that you are, you know, really narrowing in on this pain and helping people find relief so that there is freedom and so that they can move about. You know, I joke moving about the cabin freely, you know, like they can, like literally go and do all the things that they love. I think that's really important. And I think there's a lot of us that take it for granted and we're sitting around too much and not moving and getting around and seeing the world and seeing our communities and, having fun, right? Yeah, our bodies like the movement too, right?
We need to be experiencing more joy. And yes, and that's where I also like to talk about with the movement. People think of movement as like PT, strength training, or yoga classes or something where it's very structured. And I like to also challenge my clients to move for the joy of movement, not thinking about what muscle engagement, what tendon am I using. Like, allow your body just to experience movement because then your body also starts to trust you more. Your mind and body are working together and allowing that trust to flow when you're allowing yourself to just move without judgment, without making it a structured plan.
Right. And that's just releasing control, right? When we release control out of our movement or anything, it gives us this opportunity for a lot more things to happen that are potentially way more fun and more exciting than we ever could imagine.
Yep, 1000%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hardest part is a lot of people that do experience chronic pain are very analytical and they also want to keep control. And that's where they have to like let control of finding the answer or knowing exactly what they have to do or what's the plan.
Yeah, I mean, and I've had some people that have come in to be hypnotized, and they are such control freaks, and I'm saying this as gently and kindly as possible, that they can't relax enough to allow us to do that deep work. And and sometimes it's a safety issue. It really is. There can be something that is there. And so I have to pull out other tools to get them to where they feel safe enough to want to allow me to put them into such a deep, relaxed state. I mean, they're fully conscious, like I said, right? But it's getting them to where they feel safe and they can release that control. So sometimes people will come in for a session with me and they think they're getting hypnotized, and it turns out that their subconscious is fighting me harder than anything, and I have had to do some work. Okay, so this is my favorite part. This is the final question that I ask all my clients. So, what is one moment in your life that you tuned in and felt like your life was guiding you?
Last year in March of 2025, I went to this big conference and ended up joining the mastermind that was a part of the conference. And as soon as I made that decision, it was like that decision led to multiple decisions. And I, for a long time, didn't want to talk about my chronic pain journey because I wanted to pretend like it didn't exist and that wasn't a part of me. And it definitely was very hard for me. Like, oh, that's how could I, the person that loves movement and trying so many things, experience that and want to pretend like it didn't exist anymore. So, as I was talking with one of the people that I met there and he was sharing his chronic pain journey, I started sharing mine. And then he was like, yeah, you're meant to talk about that. And I was like, it like hit me in the moment. I'm like, yes, you're right. I've been avoiding this topic, but you're so right. And so since then, I've leaned into that and sharing my story and the chronic pain journey. And yeah, now I'm so happy. It just feels like it's all connected now.
I love that. And, I talk about alchemizing your stress, like alchemizing, the bad things, the hard things in life. And it's so powerful when we can use our own stories to help other people. Like we go through life, and I say this a lot, I feel like, but, things can feel so lonely and so isolating. And we just sometimes just want to know that somebody like sees us and understands us and knows really what we have been through. And, it's a gift. It's a gift what you have gone through. And I'm sorry that you had to go through it, but man, you're doing such amazing and really cool great stuff. And I know that there's so many people that are so damn grateful for you. So thank you for doing this work because it is it's not always easy the things that come up in these sessions. I know that. And we can sometimes carry a lot of, heavier things when we see what kind of things are being held in our bodies. So I thank you. Like thank you and I love this and I hope anybody that is listening reaches out to Sarah. She is an incredible human. And you do take clients in person right here in Virginia Beach. Is that correct? Yeah. You have an in person office, but you also do work virtually. So if you are not local to Virginia Beach, this work can be done. Hypnotherapy can be done virtually, and it is just as effective. So don't discount reaching out to her if you're in chronic pain, if you've gone through some big, heavy, traumatic, or you have big wounds, like I'm your girl for that. But like we do this work and it's virtually works just as well. And it's just as powerful and life changing. So, and before we get off, I believe you have like a little special offer for our audience.
Yes. So please go to my Instagram, Sarah Hypnosis, and it's two H's because Sarah's with an H. So Sarah Hypnosis, and my link in my bio is my freebie, and it's a pain audit. So that way you can start looking at these same conversations we had with Rocky today and able to start putting those pieces together and making the process easier if we continue our journey to work together.
I love that. So that pain audit, definitely go to her Instagram, but we're going to try and get that in the show notes. Sarah, thank you. Well, thanks for like getting to the root of my shit here. So I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I'm going to have to touch up my deodorant here soon. Just wait. When I hit my 2-year anniversary, man, it's going to be fucking magical over here. Okay. So I'm coming up in August on my 2-year anniversary of my surgery. And I feel like now we're really getting this all wired straight. So I can really like start moving freely and stuff. So thank you.
You're welcome. I can't wait. You better do all the activities now.
I know. Well, I don't know if I want to do all the activities. But...
Okay.
But I'd like to do the things that I would like to do, right?
Exactly.
Because my teenage daughter right now, she's getting ready to go play Division I field hockey. And she has been making my husband go and do the sprints and all the conditioning. And he's like, well, it turns out I am going to be playing field hockey at Virginia Commonwealth. And I'm like, oh, I was like, you're a little old. Are you? And so he's been cold plunging a lot because he's so sore. It's not stuff that a 47-year-old man should be doing, but there he is supporting my 18-year-old daughter. So those are the kinds of things I don't want to do, Sarah. Okay. So we're just going to pretend from here on out that I am not capable of doing.
I mean, you're 100% capable, and so is your husband, and you're not old.
Yes. Okay, we are capable.
Yeah. And like, let's don't put that in his reticular activating system too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, good point. All right. He's fine, but why? Why would you do that at this age? Because he loves his child. He adores us girls. So
he's such a great husband and dad.
Oh my God, he is spectacular. But no, I don't want to do that, Sarah. So I'm not.
Okay. Do the fun things you want.
I just want to, do all my weights. That's all I need, right? Either way. Before we go down too many rabbit holes, thank you, Sarah. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming on and joining me today. And either way, is there anything you want to say before you say bye? Or is that it?
That's it. Bye. Thank you so much, Rocky. This has been awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Thank you for tuning in and for doing this work, not just for yourself, but for everyone connected to you. If this episode stirred something in you, trust that. Share it, leave a review, send it to someone whose soul needs it. Your voice and your ripple matter. And if you're ready to go deeper, to explore your past lives, heal your patterns, reconnect to your soul, or work with me one-on-one, head over to tuneintowellness.com or connect with me on Instagram. Until next time, trust what you feel, honor what you know, and remember, your soul already has the answers. Be bold, be light, be you. I'll see you next time on Soul Knowledge.